Is Keith Thurman in your top 5 in the 147?
Hell no.
He's not in the top 5 in your one.
And I haven't even thought about this. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence.
Even though.
Ooh, Boots.
Yeah.
Stand on this. Ooh, hold on. I'm trying to think of somebody else to put ahead of him.
Yeah. Just gonna put somebody ahead of him.
It's getting tricky.
Mario Barrios.
You
just gonna put.
No, I just need help.
Mario Barrios. So now
I don't care.
Keith is in.
I don't care what you did 5 years ago.
Antt with 2 T's. Keith is in Antt's top 5, because he didn't realize that Mario Barrios lost to Keith Thurman.
That don't
he
matter
has
to me.
Mario as his number 5, which means you just have to flip flop that. It's just the way of the world.
Okay.
Keith is in your top 5.
Okay, listen. You want to talk about all-time heavyweights in the last 10 years? I got you over Keith. You want me to put Keith above you? You want to put Keith above you? Huh? You want to put Keith?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, because you said top heavyweights, all right?
Welterweights in the last 10, 20. I got you over Keith.
Listen, that's different. That's different. The difference is that's the overall body of work.
That was both 2 close fights. But so shout out to Keith Thurman, man.
We were talking about Keith just before the show started, so I said, boom, that's just where we're going to start. We kind of wanted to look at the 147-pound division, take a look at Alexis Rocha losing last night.
Losing?
I didn't know much about Giovanni.
What's Giovanni?
Stenion. I didn't know much about him going into the ring. Mm-hmm. Both those guys have the exact same style. Yeah. Which I thought was just kind of crazy. It was like the mirroring image, and it was like either you move fast or your image in the mirror gonna move fast. And in that case, I think a lot of people didn't expect Giovanni to come as hard as he came and to continue to just pour it on the way that he continued to pour it on all night on Alexis Rocha. And that just changes the 147-pound division.
I think Alexis Rocha was the one contender for something.
Yeah.
I mean, he got hit with some power shots. Took him.
Yeah.
Was bleeding in the second round. I think nose leaking.
Yeah.
My man was on a mission, and Alexis Rocha just ran into. Sometimes people just got your number, and that dude, it's like, obviously Alexis was the A side. You were on another network. He's coming over from. My man's over from. He's a top-ranked fighter, fighting on his own. Golden Boy.
Yeah.
He came over there and get it done. You know, usually when something like that happens, it's a rematch.
Yeah.
There's no need for a rematch.
No need. And I think if anything, we can truly see where we thought Alexis Rocha was one of the top young guys in the division. And again, I have to say that those guys have the exact same style. If you don't agree with me, well, I'm sorry, you don't agree with me. I'm looking at the same fighter, and I'm just looking at one fighter beat the other fighter at his game. And so it was like we saw last night. I think we saw holes that we didn't know Alexis had, and it took someone having the same pressure, relentless style to expose those weaknesses. And it's like overnight, where this guy is ranked as high as definitely in the top 5. In the welterweight division, all of a sudden he's out of there. And I really feel like you got to put Giovanni in there now, because he's a bigger version of Alexis Rocha. That's why the breakdown happened the way that it happened, and that's why the fight went the way that it went. Giovanni's a little bit bigger than Alexis Rocha and a little bit stronger, a little older, a little more seasoned, and if anything, you say, he's the old dog at that trick right there that both guys have,
So in the rankings, when the I don't understand rankings. Like, I seen you lose against Errol Spence or Thurman, and they dropped you out of the top 10 on one ranking.
It was when I lost to Kell Brook. When I dropped out of the IBF completely. It was like I was never there. How's that even work? You just did everything you supposed to do to honor. The funny thing is, in the moment, I didn't care.
I know.
I didn't care. My dad was pissed.
I was pissed.
My dad calling people. He trying to really
this
law process going.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like
It is what it is.
I don't care that it's all good.
At the before last night, WBO, Terrence Crawford obviously got that. Shout out TC. Alexis Rocha was number one contender, was the number one in the rankings, and Giovanni was 5, so that definitely moves him up past a couple people. But so it's you only get a lot of shots. I was thinking about this the other day, Shawn. Boxing, you get 2 shots at a championship, and I would say that's a title eliminator, and that's also a shot at the belt. You only get 2 shots at that in your career, in your whole career. People usually don't get more than that.
It's just about how it
exception,
goes.
a couple of the guys.
Yeah.
You got multiple chances.
Yeah.
But you knew what you was gonna get from Shawn Porter.
Yeah.
But
and real quick, Virgil Ortiz, you forgot about Virgil.
Don't say it because I was gonna bring it back.
But he ain't been active, y'all. So don't even come at him like that.
Nah, Virgil.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
If you want to do that, we can do that. Okay. Villa.
Cody Crowley. I mean, you gotta.
Cody Crowley retired yesterday.
Did
I think he was mad. He went to the fights and they wouldn't let him in off his name, Cody Crowley.
Oh, what fights? The zone fights?
Yeah, in L.A.
Oh, he tweeted something?
Yeah.
Oh, here, we'll leave that alone. Cody is my guy, so I know he ain't going to...
Because he's number one contender for us.
He ain't going to let that stop him.
No. Cody got to keep fighting, man. I mean, if you look at it on paper, obviously we can get a couple people.
Yeah.
Shout out to Keith Thurman.
I'm just looking at like how it's a little bit different depending on what what belt it is. And if y'all don't know by now, you can't be ranked the same in every weight in every division, because if you are and you're only fighting for the WBC, one of the belts, I ain't even gonna say the belts' names, but you fighting for one of the belts, those other belts, they don't get seen and they don't make money. So what their thing is we'll bump somebody else up that we know is gonna be seen, either fighting for our title or has our title, and that's how we make money, you know. So whenever you looking at it, he's like, this don't make sense. All the way across the board, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is the numbers, this is what we see in our face.
Makes sense.
Why isn't it that? Well, because that would stop the money from circulating the way that it does. Oops, I said it.
Hey, shout to WBC. Guess who they got ranked? Coming in number 5, number 50. No, you're not. Hey, shout out, they just dropped.
Hey, why? Like,
why would they put you in? If you come out of retirement, you would go in.
This is the interesting thing, though. I'm retired, and I'm happily retired.
But you're competitive.
I get hurt when I don't see my name on the TV. I get hurt. Screamed to my mother the other day. I said, hey, they ain't got me ranked? She said, no. I was like...
They dropped Keith Thurman out. Guess who they replaced Keith Thurman with? Past opponent of yours.
Danny.
Nope. Adrian Broner.
Oh. Who? Don't matter.
WBC.
They doing it. Whoever did it. Yeah, so.
Shout out to boxing, 147. Still hot.
To your point, though,
yes.
You said you only get 1 or 2 shots.
I give you 2 shots.
Most times, you only get 1 or 2 shots. I've always believed that it's really, and I always like to say that I don't excuse losing, but sometimes it's just not how. It's not that you lost; it's how you lost. You know what I mean? And I said I wanted to talk about this. We're gonna be really brief with it today because I don't really know the story, but I do know one side of this story with Devin Haney. Apparently, his dad paid to get a loss taken off of his record or something like that. But to that point, if that loss is there, does he end up in this position?
Yeah. I don't think it.
I don't think so
either. The talent is who he is.
Yeah.
And shout out to the source. It all leads back to Rolly Romero. So take that from where you want it.
Yeah. Should I have Rolly in today?
We need to have him on. It's been a while. We need that energy.
Yeah, we got to bring him in.
But at the end of the day, his talent is what it is. Look at Lomachenko.
I had an argument. This is why I brought it up, because I had an argument with somebody, to your point.
And then said
1 or 2
complete
losses.
opposites?
Yeah, 1 or 2 losses and you don't get that shot again. And he not supposed to be there.
Lost.
He lost. He not supposed to be. I'm like, come on, man. Like, nobody saw the fight. Nobody knows if that was a hometown decision. You know what I mean? Like, there's lost archivage of what happened. But what we do know is apparently that was bought off. If it wasn't bought off, does he end up in this position? I say he does because of the talent. You know what I mean? But to your point, man, people, I just think that y'all care too much about the numbers.
Yeah, shout out to people just, sometimes people, I swear I'm cool with Keith Thurman than you. I'm at a dude house, he knows me, boom, boom, went straight into boxing. I'm walking up the dude's stairs, he's behind me, And Shawn Porter won that Keith Thurman fight.
What, I got 3 losses on my record?
4.
4? I got 4 losses?
A.K.A, Keith, Errol, Terrence.
Damn.
By the way, on the TV is the tweet that PorterWay brought up that kind of resurfaced that whole allegation.
Yes.
If y'all could hear that voice, that's a voice of Jesus.
Well, but I mean, even with that, like I got 4 losses on my record. Keith Thurman has 1 loss on his record.
Yeah. If you just think about those,
I made it to the finish line. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know, or where my finish line was. You know, and all the while he's like really struggling now to even be ranked in the top 5 in some people's minds. And of course, you know, when you analyze the fact that he's inactive, which is more than likely why he's not a top 5 fighter with virtually any of the belts. I don't know if he is or not, but I think he should be, even with as inactive as he is, because he does still command money. Whatever he don't command with his inactivity, he gonna command with his presence, with his record, and with the body work that he has accumulated over the years prior to, you know, him being out of the ring. All that being said, he got Staniones coming up, it sounds like.
Yeah, because Keith Thurman between 2012 and 2019 is a problem. This is one of the best to ever do it at welterweight, Shawn.
Can you say that? The best to ever?
Yes. Matter of fact, I got an argument with somebody and, you know, I kind of let it go. When we was back in Nebraska, you know, somebody was tripping. And I kind of let it go because I seen where it was going to go. Because I was getting mad.
Yeah.
To say Errol Spence is like terrible and he's one of the best welterweights, not top 10, but top 25 welterweights all time, it's crazy. Look at my man body of work before the Terrence Crawford fight. Yeah. Terrence Crawford's just that damn good, but before the Terrence Crawford fight, you can't take away from my man bodies of work. All the champions he beat, the way he beat people, he was a great fighter.
I like to talk generations. I mean,
me too,
I don't
Shawn.
go back.
I say what I seen, because
I don't know.
I can't talk about my granddaddy talk about.
Yeah, I just don't know it that way. I know a lot of people have watched so many different fights and have read so many different books that they feel that they can talk about it. But the bottom line is, the old school had a way of fighting, a mentality, a mental way of fighting, and the list goes on. And it's like things have just changed. You know what I mean? Them guys used to, as we say, get it in the mud, really get in the mud. We get in the mud now, but then we lay in a nice little bed. We go and get in the mud now, then we go and get in a hyperbaric chamber. You know what I mean? Like our recovery and the way we do things now, our nutrition and things like that is completely different. And so for that matter, I just like to keep the generations separate.
Yeah.
They wasn't pivoting the way we pivot now. They wasn't catching shots and doing all the stuff that we do now. They just did not learn it and did not know how to do it. You know what I mean? That's why over the years things change and progress and get better. And so you can't really say whether or not Errol is a great of all time, but you can certainly say without a doubt, he's top 2 of his generation, if not 3, if you put me in that conversation. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but for people to dismiss everything that he's done based on one fight is wrong.
If you take, honestly, you know, people might, whatever it is, what it is. I'll take our top 4 from this generation, which I'll put Errol Spence, Shawn Porter, Crawford, and Thurman. And I'll go back and take on your best 4 from the 80s. Put your 4 up in the welterweight. Let's do it, baby.
I'll be down.
And I want to say something hot take, but then I know my man Andy will break it down. Then I'm gonna have Floyd on my ass. So I ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, go. Oh yeah, because you didn't include Floyd or what?
Nah, because I feel like y'all can compete in that era where I may second guess Floyd being able to compete in the 80s.
I don't know.
That damn defense is so good, but Pretty Boy Floyd, yes.
That's what I was just thinking.
Pretty Boy Floyd, yeah. That's Money Mayweather was a businessman.
Yeah.
He robbed the bank.
Yeah. Couple times.
Yeah, I wish you would change your name to Bank Robber Tony.
Bank Robber.
I didn't have nothing for Porter.
Tony.
I had nothing for Porter. Started robbing him at the end, Sean. Floyd stuck him up about $300 million, half a million.
Did you like what you saw from Giovanni?
Yeah. Power And Robert Garcia, shout out to the Garcia family. You know, we got all respect for them guys over there. But Robert Garcia gonna get you right.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing about Robert Garcia, you know, generations and generations have been a former fighter, great trainer.
I feel like he kind of cooled, like his name as a whole kind of cooled off.
Yeah.
For maybe a year or two.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think
seeing the way they put it down last night was great.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Robert has a factory over there down in, I think they're in Riverside now. No, I was impressed. The power was the difference maker to me.
Yeah.
Because they both was coming, but it's just the shots he was hitting them with was affecting. When he hit him with that uppercut, he just dropped to his knees.
The uppercut
I said,
was beautiful.
Man, only time I see people do stuff like that is Tank Davis. Make you just bow down to me, boy.
They got him at 5'8".
You talking about the Giovanni?
They got him at 5'8". He looked a little bit taller than that to me. I know TV adds size to you.
Yeah.
You
get that all the time.
All the time. Talking about, I thought you was going to be taller than this. Like, no, I'm not. So what? Both of them with southpaws, too. I was like, yo, we was just looking at the same fight. You know? I feel like Giovanni got started faster than Alexis, and just the fight went the way that it went. I also think that fight is going to look that way every single time because Alexis don't really have adjustments. You know what I mean? I didn't see.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what he could do
through the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I'm gonna just keep coming.
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody gonna break, and that was
certain things like my dad would try to get me to counter punch, and I tried to explain my rhythm does not work on catching and punching, or slip and punching.
What about with Ugas? You did a little bit,
but it was bait. But I need my aggression. I need to start first. I can start first, and then I can pull back and go, and then I can catch and go. But I got to get the engine running. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things. Like you could say that. Well, maybe he could catch and counter. If he could counter him quickly, maybe that would have worked out for him. And that's just not his rhythm. That's not his style. So it wasn't gonna work out for him.